Whoever could we be? I can never be nothing but authentically me. If you're looking for a place to have crucial conversation, no longer have to fear, cause you can have them here. C.SQUARED.
Welcome to C.SQUARED. I'm your host, Jose Amador. Now, this show is going to be a very touchy one because it's a very, very serious subject, and it's a very prevalent one in the LGBTQ community, and I'm talking about discrimination and prejudice amongst ourselves. Now, how do we win the struggle against the majority if there are so many battles being fought amongst ourselves? Okay? Now, I'm talking about discrimination and prejudice when it comes to dating and when it comes to the acquaintances that we make. Now, on the panel, we have 6 people with very strong opinions on the subject, and I'd like to start off by introducing them to all of you. Over here on my right, we have RJ. RJ, hello. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
We also have Jesse.
Hi.
Anthony. We also have Katie. We also have Steve.
Hello.
And Sean.
Hello.
Now, on January 6th of this year, New Now Next published an article on their website about a man named Nelson Moses and his experience with discrimination in the gay community. He talks about the struggles of accepting himself for who he is, to then have to go ahead and face a community that was being dismissive all because of the color of his skin. As the article was titled, "You're so nice, but I'm just not into black guys." It's very prevalent not only for black people, but for Asians, Latinos, and believe it or not, even for the Caucasian community as well. So today our panelists are going to discuss their experiences with us when it comes to discrimination and the prejudice that maybe they feel or practice in some cases towards those that they don't necessarily find physically or sexually appealing or ideal. So I will leave the forum open to anyone that would like to start. So any brave souls want to take the jug? Okay, well that's fine because I'm going to pick somebody. Now you in the back room had a lot to say. This is Anthony right here. So Anthony,
Just call me out right now.
I'm going to call you out right now. So for you, Nelson talked a lot about the fact that he's black and people not wanting to be into black guys or not wanting to date black men. Do you identify as a black man or biracial or?
Depends on the situation and occasion.
Okay, all right. So, but you do identify as a black man,
Yes.
Have you faced similar discrimination?
Yeah, actually, everybody has their own likes, dislikes, preferences of who they want to deal with, regardless. It could be not even just racial, just attitude, just you smell a certain way,
You smell a certain way. That's not an attitude. That seems like hygiene.
Just attitudes and certain things that will deteriorate you from an attraction to someone.
Right.
For me, racial discrimination, I do and I don't. It just
you do or you don't. What? Practice or experience?
Both. I practice sometimes and I experience sometimes. I mean, I'm in different seasons, different situations. For me, it's like whatever I'm attracted to at that time.
At the time, okay.
Yeah.
So if you have a flavor in mind, you will not go for another one when you're.
No, it's just like anything. It's like senses. If I want to taste a piece of chicken, I'm not gonna want shrimp.
Right.
I'm gonna want what I want, and it's not to say that I'm discriminating on you because it's what I want. It's just you're not there right now.
Right. It's just at the moment.
Exactly.
Does anybody want to piggyback on what he just said?
I don't know. For me, it's less like what I want at that moment. To me, it's about if that person is attractive to me. Like, if they are, they are. If they're not, they're not. The color of their skin is irrelevant.
Right.
To me, it's like I found black men attractive. I have found white men attractive and every shade in between. But like I've also, for as many as I found attractive, there was a whole boatload more that I didn't find attractive.
Right.
And I didn't think it had anything to do with the color of their skin. I mean, it had to do more with their facial features, their body type, their weight, their height.
Right, their proportions.
Their intelligence.
Their energy, a lot of times that has to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what you're into, but have you as a Latin American, have you experienced prejudice against you just for being Latin?
Yeah, absolutely, all the time. Like if, when I used to go on Grindr,
used to go because?
Because I'm in a relationship now.
Okay, good, congratulations.
So when I used to go on Grindr, you know, I'd think like some white guy was hot, and he'd be like, no, sorry, I don't date Hispanic guys at all.
Did you ever ask why?
And yeah, I asked why, and they said, well, I only like white guys. So
Okay.
I'm like, so I'm cool.
Just straight
whatever.
up, just like that. Oh, I'm
Just
sorry.
like that, yeah.
I'm sorry, right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
There was never really, I'm sorry. There were a lot more douchey than
No,
that.
but like you like that.
I did not know you were Latin. I thought you were white. I'm so serious.
Well, you know, us Latinos come in different shades of flavors. You know what I mean?
I'm shocked. I'm like, oh, okay.
So we clearly have the opinion of two, I guess you can say, considered minority groups here, and then we have RJ over here. Now, RJ, ethnically, I mean, we don't want to emphasize on ethnicity and color, but it is what it is. That is the subject today. What would you identify as?
Caucasian.
Caucasian? Yeah. Okay, so you
I'm
being...
clearly the whitest one in here.
Well, like, don't forget about Katie, okay? No, but for you, I mean, you know, it is presumed, it is believed based on what we see through media that, you know, certain networks that cater to the gay lifestyle really only show a Caucasian image of the gay society when it's so diverse. So, do you feel? I mean, one would assume that you don't experience prejudice, but do you? And have you had that experience at all?
Well, you know, I think it's multifactorial. Recently, obviously, with everything that's in the media lately about color and racism, and it's become more prevalent and it's become picked up more in the LGBTQ community. But, you know, initially, I don't think I've really ever felt racism against me, other than in certain situations where people are, oh, I've never been with a white man, I just don't date white men. And I don't know if that's whether it's a comfort level or it's just, you know, not their thing, but that's usually where it's at. I've never asked why, but.
You're just like, okay, let me go ahead and move forward.
Pretty much,
yeah.
Because I don't want to be the token white man that's going to break them into that category anyhow. So.
Right. You don't want to be someone's, what is it, lab rat, you know what I mean? Try me out, see if you like me or not.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I haven't, but I'm just saying I prefer not to do that again. So.
Right. So you're done being a lab rat, that's what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we already heard the opinions of these guys over here. Maybe you, as a woman, like, have you experienced anything like that, any type of racial discrimination?
I have not. I know that some of my friends have, and I know for myself, I've dated and been in relationships with probably every race.
Oh, okay.
So to me, it's, well, lesbians are different, man. You know?
Okay.
I mean, we're like all about feelings.
I will agree with that. I will agree with that.
Your intelligence and what kind of books you read. So it's different. I mean, we can...
Wait. Did you say you're more mentally stimulated than men?
No.
Wait,
that's what I heard.
No. But you know, some of the lesbian stereotypes are true. I mean, we're all about emotions and feelings, and so for me, that's what it's about. I've never really discriminated against anyone in any way before. And have you said also you've never felt it yourself, like where you've been discriminated against? No, and if I was, I just brushed it off.
And you know what, that's actually a good mentality to have, but unfortunately, when you don't experience it, you don't know the burden that it can be on people. It can actually accumulate, and people start hating themselves because people are just not attracted to them.
Because it's damaging.
So, for example, for you, Sean, have you experienced anything like that?
Yes, I get it all the time. People come up to, anybody who's not black will come up to me and say, I've never, like, as soon as they say they've never been with a black guy before, I know what they're here for, and it's uncomfortable, and
So what are they here for?
The D.
The D.
Straight up. They want the D.
So they just skip skip A, B, C. They want to go.
They go straight to the D because that's what they feel. The black people carry certain things and they want the D.
I hate to apologize, but it's not always there.
I agree, but hey.
Okay, well, you know what? We can agree to disagree. Check out Boots on the Ground, where people ask questions on the street, and I messed that part up because the D wasn't on the
Well, we've got Wayne and Jay here. Guys, I wanted to ask you, have you ever felt any prejudice or discrimination within the LGBT community?
You know, I really haven't. Not myself personally, I have not.
Okay. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, a couple of times.
More
than a couple of times. Yeah, I think since we're in an interracial relationship, it's that's automatically a stigma. It's like, okay, like, hey, like, what are you doing with this white guy? And the same thing, what are you doing with this black guy?
So you guys are together?
Together. But I got it separately as well, too, just when I was single, hanging out even. I'm from New York originally, so I would get in Chelsea and even out here, it's like, kind of get looked down on for your skin color, so, I mean.
Guys, specifically with like online dating, have you had any kind of run-ins with discrimination through like apps or anything like that?
Well, I mean, we're a Grindr success story. We got married May 3rd.
Oh, hey, Grindr success story.
So, no, I mean, in New York, it's much less common than it is here. I mean, I've seen cases here where, you know, the people have been looked down upon because of their relationship being interracial and things like that, but I've never personally experienced it, and like I said, New York's a little bit more open, I think.
Okay. And Jay?
I gotta pretty much second him and see what he says. It's the same way, like, met on Grindr and all that, but online, actually, I'm reversed. I got it more in New York than we did out here. Like, I feel like out here, it's kind of like it's a little bit more open. New York is kind of, yeah, so.
But, you know, I would say, too, that not so much interracially, but meeting on an online website or a phone app, we've gotten kind of pushback from that because of the situation. And, you know, people think at phone app you meet for sex and whatever the case may be, but it's really what you make it and what you want to do with it. And, of course, we found love in doing that. So I think it's a good story.
Okay, awesome. Woo! That's hot.
Whoever could we be? I can never be nothing but authentically me. If you're looking for a place to have crucial conversation, no longer have to fear, cause you can have them here. C.SQUARED.